Hey, what's going on everyone? Joseph Tubb here, and I'm going to show you guys how to recycle your paint pens. And what I have here is I have two, pink paint pens. There's absolutely nothing different about these pens on the outside, it's about what's on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little test just to show you the difference between them. So I'm going to shake them up, and I'm going to draw a line with this pen. Alright, so that was made with that pen. And then we're going to use this pen, we're going to do the same thing. Let's see. And that was done with that pen. Now, you really can't tell the difference. The opacity and the color is exactly the same, but the difference is this pen right here is a brand new pen. I just took off the wrapping and started it up. This is a brand new pen. This is actually a recycled pen, and I put HM on it to let myself know that these are homemade pens. But what's neat is when this pen dried up, all I did was I added more water to it, shook it up, and I was able to reuse the pens. The reason is because I actually saw this video online where this guy was using spray paint cans. He would take them apart and you would see all this leftover paint on the inside that's dried up. And I was just curious, I just wanted to see what was on the inside of these pens, and I did the same thing, and I noticed there's a lot of paint that's left over and dry. So what I have here is just like a collection of pens that I've just either remade, recycled, or they're completely empty. And I use these on a variety of different projects. And so I have this black pen here, and you can tell there's nothing left in this. In fact, there might be some left in the nib, but yeah, there's still some in the nib. But as you can see, it starts to fade off. But you can tell it's getting low on color. So what we need to do is we need to take the cap off, which we've already done, and we need to unscrew the top piece. The interesting part about this is that it unscrews the opposite way that you would think. So you have to unscrew it, twisting it clockwise, versus doing it the normal way. So you have to do it backwards. So we're going to unscrew this, and we're going to lift this off. So this is just the main housing that holds the nib. Just put that back in the cap. And then what you'll see is, like this little, I don't know what they call this, but it's where all the paint comes through. So you're just going to want to pull this off, and you're going to need some paper towels on the side. So you want to pull this out, and you want to make sure that when you put it in the cap that you put it in the right way. So just put everything together in the cap and just put it to a side. So there's no paint left. I'm pretty sure there's probably some, yeah. And then on the inside is a little ball, and that's what you hear that clicks. But in terms of other paint, there's no paint left. So we're gonna put the ball back in. I'm gonna grab a paper towel real quick and clean off my fingers. And then you could do this in the sink, but I have a little squeezy bottle, like a little squeeze bottle of water. So there's nothing special, it's just water, because these are water-based pens. So what we're going to do is we're going to just fill it up with some water and just kind of fill it up. Don't fill it up all the way, fill it up to like maybe halfway. And to be honest, you're going to have to go off of feeling, because there's no real exact science to feel halfway. Alright, so then what you do here is, now that you have everything in the cap the right way, just put the cap back on and then turn it counterclockwise to screw it back on. Pull the cap off, tighten it, make sure everything's good, and then shake the pen. Now you can really feel the weight. You can feel that it's heavy. And just shake it up. And the reason why you gotta shake it up is that you need that little ball in there to break up all that dried paint. The water is gonna help solidify the paint inside so that it's gonna remix, because the way that these pens work is they're water based, and how they work is when you put the paint down, the water evaporates, and what you're left with is just the pigment, the paint. So by reapplying water to the paint, you're essentially recycling the paint again, because there's no dryers, there's no type of additives that made the paint permanent. So filling it with water and shaking it up, whisking it up. So now we're gonna give it a little bit of a test run. So let's see. Look at that. It's just as opaque. It goes right over our lines. It's consistent. It's pretty cool. So just so you can see the comparison, I got another black pen that this is not a brand new one, but it's one that I use. You can see the difference. It's really not much. So this is kind of a cool little, idea on how to reuse these pens. And you can actually, by taking them apart, you can actually marry the colors. So like if you have a lot of black pens and they're all running low, you can unscrew them and fill one pen up and then just recycle the other ones by adding water. So cool little tip. I hope that's helpful. I hope you guys feel inspired to do that, or try it out at least. You can also make your own colors by mixing different colors together and essentially kind of skip that whole blending process if you have a different style that you want to do. So try that out, and if you want, check out my other videos and check out my website, josephtubb.com. So I hope this was helpful and hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.